There are minds that never rest. Even in silence, they hum, a low, constant vibration of questions, doubts, possibilities. The moment something happens, their thoughts split into 1,000 directions, tracing every path, every meaning, every potential mistake. To overthink is to live inside a storm that no one else can see. People who overthink everything are not dramatic. They are not weak. They are simply hyper-aware, cursed and gifted with a mind that notices everything and refuses to let anything go. They replay conversations word by word, analyzing tone, pauses, glances, like detectives searching for hidden clues in the ordinary. Someone says, "It's fine," and their brain translates it into 20 possible meanings. Someone doesn't reply to a message, and they start building quiet catastrophes in their head. Overthinking is not just mental noise, it's self-defense. It's the brain's way of trying to prevent pain. Because somewhere, sometime, pain came suddenly, unexpectedly, without warning. And now, their mind refuses to be caught off guard again. They think, if I can just understand everything, maybe I can control it. Maybe I won't get hurt. But control is an illusion. And so the overthinker ends up trapped inside the very walls they built to protect themselves. It usually begins young. Maybe it started when they learned that small mistakes led to big consequences. When a forgotten homework, a misplaced word, or a tiny failure led to disappointment. So they learned to double-check, to be cautious, to anticipate every outcome before it arrives. Or maybe it started in chaos, a home full of unpredictability, where emotions changed without warning, where silence meant danger, and laughter could turn to shouting in seconds. In that kind of environment, thinking ahead becomes a form of survival. They start scanning every situation like a radar for potential threats. The shift in someone's voice, the pattern of footsteps in the hall, the small cues that others overlook.
Adults, they don't even realize they're still doing it. They call it being careful. They call it being prepared. But deep down, it's fear. The fear of being blindsided again. Overthinkers crave certainty in a world that doesn't offer it. They analyze texts, interpret gestures, and imagine worst-case scenarios, not because they enjoy it, but because uncertainty feels unbearable. They can't just let it go, because their mind doesn't have an off switch, it only has loops. There's a strange loneliness in being an overthinker. You're surrounded by people who say, "Stop worrying so much," as if worry were a choice. You try to explain the noise in your head, but words never do it justice. How do you describe the feeling of being trapped inside your own analysis? So you stop explaining. You smile, you nod, you say, "Yeah, I know, I'm overthinking," while your brain quietly dissects the conversation you just had. Overthinkers are often misunderstood. People see their hesitation and call it indecisiveness. They see their sensitivity and call it weakness. But what they don't see is the depth of care behind it, the way overthinkers want to make things right. They don't want to hurt anyone. They don't want to disappoint. They just want to understand everything so they can love properly, respond correctly, and live safely. But the truth is, overthinking doesn't make life safer. It makes it heavier. It's carrying every possible outcome like stones in your pocket. It's walking through life calculating every step until joy itself becomes a risk. If you ask an overthinker what they want most, they might say peace. But peace feels dangerous when you've learned that stillness often comes before the storm. So even in moments of calm, their mind whispers, "Something's coming. Something always comes." They mistake calm for the absence of control, because to them, not thinking means not being ready. The irony is that the more they try to control, the less control they feel. The more they think, the more tangled they become in their own thoughts. Like a bird that flaps harder the more it's caught in a net. Overthinking is not a problem of intelligence, it's a problem of safety. These are people whose minds never learned how to trust the moment, who feel safer in preparation than in presence. They've spent so long anticipating what could go wrong that they've forgotten how to let something go right.
And yet, there's something heartbreakingly beautiful about overthinkers. They are the ones who remember small details no one else notices. They sense moods and rooms before anyone speaks. They care enough to consider every possibility, even if it exhausts them. They live deeply, sometimes painfully so, but deeply nonetheless. Underneath their endless thoughts is a simple longing to feel safe being themselves, to not have to calculate every word, to not have to prepare for rejection before love even begins, to stop running every scenario before taking a single step. They want to live freely, but freedom feels like falling, and they've been falling long enough to fear the ground. Healing for an overthinker doesn't come from stopping their thoughts. That's impossible. It begins with understanding why those thoughts exist. It's realizing that the brain isn't broken, it's protecting. That each what if is a scar of a time when something unexpected hurt too much. Healing begins when they stop fighting their mind and start befriending it. When they say, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe, but I don't need to control everything anymore." It's small moments of surrender, letting a message go unanswered without spiraling, saying what they feel without rehearsing it first, trusting silence without fearing it means rejection. It's not easy. It's never easy, because overthinking is not something you simply outgrow. It's something you learn to live gently with. But slowly, something changes. The storms inside quiet a little. They learn to observe their thoughts instead of drowning in them. They learn that not every question needs an answer. Not every silence hides danger. Not every outcome can be controlled. And that's okay. They start to find peace not in knowing everything, but in accepting that they never will. Overthinkers begin to realize that life isn't a puzzle to be solved, but a moment to be lived. They start trusting that if something is meant for them, they won't have to chase it down in their minds. It will stay. They learn to breathe through uncertainty, to sit with discomfort, to believe that not knowing doesn't mean disaster. And one day, they'll catch themselves laughing, really laughing, and realize they weren't thinking about anything at all. Just being, just feeling, just living. And maybe that's the quiet miracle, when the mind that once feared every unknown finally begins to trust the flow of life again. Because at the heart of every overthinker is not a problem to fix, but a human being learning how to feel safe in their own head. They are not broken. They are simply minds that learned to survive by thinking too much. And now, they are learning to live by letting go, thought by thought, moment by moment.